All right. Good morning again, and welcome back to the educational session. We are in the process to discuss the five basic patterns of the wave principle, and we just uploaded a video for the impulse wave just a few hours back. Let's touch upon the diagonal now. Today's topic, this session would cover uh, diagonals. So basically, diagonals are of two types, brothers. Ending diagonals and the leading diagonals. Right. As the name suggests, the ending diagonals normally appear when a particular trend is expected to collapse or end. That's the last wave, normally the fifth wave, right? In the impulse hierarchy, you would be finding ending diagonals along the fifth waves, while the leading diagonals are it's they're rare occurrence, but they do form themselves. And as the name suggests, the leading diagonals are basically when a particular trend or a major trend is just about to begin. Instead of an impulse, it might end up with the leading diagonal. That would be the first wave. So leading normally would be found in the first wave, while the ending diagonals you would be finding them in the last wave, that is wave number 5. It is also a type of motive wave that it goes without saying, since it is a motive wave, it subdivides into 5 waves. All right, labeling is also the same, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That the only difference between an impulse or an extension and the diagonal structure is that I'd like to draw and show it to you. I'm going to do a picture for an ending diagonal. Let's say I'm doing the impulse wave, and now let's begin with the ending diagonal. I have shown all the 5 legs or waves or sub waves, you may call it, over here, and let's label them now. Let's label this chart. We got waves 1, 2, 3, wave 4, and now begins the diagonal structure. If you notice, okay, let's first do the labeling. That itself should clear up things. So normally ending diagonals, you can find them at the end of a particular trend, that is on the fifth wave. And the second place where you can find out an ending diagonal is within a corrective wave ABC, and within that ABC you may find an ending diagonal in the last wave, that is wave C. All right. Let me first label the chart. You please stay with me and then we can discuss. It's a very simple pattern to identify. More or less, I can tell you a practical, I can give you a practical example at this point in time, which is, you can see this happening. We have discussed this again. Time and again in the Euro USD chart. Can you notice a difference here? Wave 1 labeled as ABC. Wave 3 is also labeled as ABC. That is the first difference, if you have noted it, between an impulse and a diagonal. Then again an ABC. Wave 5. Let's draw the boundaries. Got to connect the termination points of waves 1 and 3, and then you've got to connect the termination points of waves 2 and 4. This, if you can you identify the shape as a diagonal? Okay, it's not a parallel. Sometimes you may find, most of the times you may find contracting diagonals. Diagonals are always contracting. Sometimes you may find expanding as well. In very rare case, it's like parallel to each other. Basically, the more important point that we need to remember for an ending diagonal is that point number 1. These are the points we need to touch base with. They unfold into 5 waves. Very obvious, since they are a part of a type of a motor wave. Second, each wave let's add labeled 1 through 5. Each wave subdivides into 3 waves. That is, most of the time it's a zigzag kind of a wave structure. A, B, C. Alright, could be a flat as well, but most of the time you'll find a zigzag. Point number 3, which is another distinguishing point between the impulse waves and the diagonals, is that wave 4 invariably enters the territory of wave 1. Is that okay? Once again, normally the ending diagonals are found at two places maximum. They are found into the fifth wave of a particular impulse. It could be a rising or a dropping impulse, whichever it is. Then the second place for the diagonal structure, the ending diagonal structure to appear is, where you can find it is within wave C of an ABC corrective wave. So two places, watch out for the ending diagonal, you can remember. And the three distinguishing points are, first, they definitely unfold into five waves labeled 1 through 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This each, okay, I just wrote a spelling wrong. Okay, this, the second point is something we need to understand. When, sorry, when we are talking about impulse, that is waves 1, 3 and 5, they subdivided into 5 waves each, right? While waves 2 and 4 subdivided into 3 waves each. In this case, each wave subdivides into 3 waves, A, B, C, labeled as A, B, C here. Most of the time, they are zigzags, 5, 3, 5 structure. We'll discuss about zigzags in just a moment. And the third distinguishing character of an ending diagonal is that you can see that wave 4 here, the termination point of wave 4 has pierced the territory of wave 1. Alright, so that brings us to the concluding part of the ending diagonal. The only difference between an ending diagonal and a leading diagonal is the number 1. The point number 1 is the same, unfolded into 5 waves labeled 1 through 5. Point number 2 differs. The location also differs. That's the starting point of a particular trend or a counter trend, while this one is the ending point. Everything is same. Point number 3 is also the same. The only difference between a leading and an ending is that it's the subdivisions. The only difference is, let me draw here if possible, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 and then wave 4 and 5. Okay, let's say this is a 5 wave structure, a diagonal or a leading diagonal. Okay, again I'm showing this on a rising market, so it's naturally become an expanded one. Now the distinguishing factor between these two guys is that the ending diagonal will unfold into 3 waves each, while for the leading diagonal it is 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. just as an impulse. But the difference between an impulse and a leading diagonal is wave 4 invariably enters the territory of wave 1. Alright, so that's about the diagonal structure, ending and leading. If you give me some time, let's find out if oh, that's a different chart. Just a moment. There you are. It's an ending diagonal which we are expecting to roll out. It's done the wave, first wave. You see that A, B and C, and then A, B and C wave 2, again A, B, C wave 3. Most probably that's an A, B. We could have a C just around the 1900 mark. That would be termination point of wave 4, and then a rally towards the 2100 plus. That is the kind of structure we are expecting to unfold in the Euro USD, unless it turns out to be something else. At least for now, we are expecting 5 waves ending diagonal. All right. So that's the concluding portion for the discussion part of a practical understanding of an ending or a leading diagonal. I'll be back again in a few minutes to discuss about flats, zigzags and triangle. I think we can take them all in one session. Alright, so once again, thank you if you're joining me online here or must be watching a recorded version of this. If you're not yet subscribed, please go ahead and press the subscribe button, and if you're liking it, don't forget to spread the word. Alright, thank you again, brothers and sisters. See you back in a few moments. Goodbye.